Hi, brother teacher here. This is a message to all of the men out there that are fathers. This is a message also to the mothers of those fathers. This is also a message to everyone in general. Life is short. You had better appreciate it and stop taking it for granted because of stupid and dumb ideologies and things that you pick up from society, and every little whim that comes your way, you attach yourself to it and you believe it. What I mean is this. I was looking at a video posted by the comedian Rickey Smiley. He had as his thumbnail a picture of the gospel singer Smokey Norfolk. And in that picture, Smokey was lying down with his 16-year-old son's head on his chest, appearing to be asleep. Apparently, there were people who had an issue with a 16-year-old boy or young man sleeping or lying on his dad's chest. And Rickey Smiley had to address that issue. He stated that he knew Smokey Norfolk personally and that he's a family man and he's been around him and his children for years. And he did not appreciate and like the fact that there were people who saw something wrong with a 16-year-old boy nestled up against his father. He could have never said anything more correctly. I didn't know what Rickey was going to say until I watched this video. I agree with him 100% and even more. It is a shame that we live in a world and in a society where people have lost the basics. If I brought or helped to bring a child in this world that happens to be a male, his mother carried him, but she would not have had a child had it not been for me. I have no issue with my son hugging me and kissing me throughout his entire life as long as I'm here. Why? That's my seed. That is my child. I brought him or her into the world. We don't seem to have a problem when the daughter does it as it relates to dad. But when the son does it, we become homophobic. We become sensitive. Who are the ones that's becoming sensitive? As I'm sitting here talking to you today in this video, my 30-something-year-old two adult sons kiss me to this very day when they see me. And they say, Daddy, I love you. See you next time. See you tomorrow. See you next week. Take care. And I kiss my 30-something-year-old two adult sons. Why? Because I'm their father. And they are my sons. They are my children. And I brought them into this world. And their mother carried them and birthed them. It's that simple. Don't make it hard. It's not complicated. What's really funny, not facetious, but odd, is all of these fathers who think it's not manly to hug and kiss your child, your son. Let that child die. You'll almost pull him out of the casket because of the hurt that you have, because of the guilt maybe that you have, that you could have not shown him more love when he was here, because your manliness, your machoism would not allow you, or society's dictates to you will not allow you because you want to seem a certain way, because you are afraid of what society will think and how people will perceive you. If I cursed, if I was a man that cursed, I would say F society and what they think, if I did. But I think that's strong enough for you to know where I'm coming from. There's nothing wrong with you bonding with your children. And if your son needs you, if he's emotionally distraught, he's in pain emotionally, he's upset, he's hurt, that's your job as a father. For some of you, mom could do it and there's no problem. But for dad to comfort his son, it now is a problem. It's not a problem. It's only a problem with you and your stupidity, because you're stupid, you're ignorant, unlearned, and you don't know how to be a father. It's really that simple. My 7-year-old son, as I'm sitting here, every once in a while, he will knock on my bedroom door and say, I want to sleep in here tonight. I say, come on. I pull the covers back. He jumps in the bed with me. I hug him. I kiss him. I tell him I love him before he goes to sleep. Sometimes I'll have a conversation with him about life. But I always tell my 7-year-old that I love him. And the very fact that he comes in my room and he wants to sleep in the bed with me is him bonding with me. He's 7. If he was 7, 10, 12, 15, 17, I wouldn't have a problem with that. If he was 25, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Why? It's my child. There's a difference. Understand that. Comprehend that. That's the difference. We're not talking about a stranger. We're not talking about an unsafe environment. We're talking about another child that we brought into this world. So you better wake up, you men who think like this. I had a few friends over the years, haven't seen for years, elementary school, high school, work environment, what have you. I'd shake their hands and I hug them. They back away after a couple seconds on the hug because they were homophobic, uncomfortable. Who's watching me? I'm sorry, I'm from the South. That's what we do. I love you, you take care. We look you in your eyes and say, I love you, auntie so-and-so. I love you, cousin so-and-so. And we mean it. It's not one, love you, the head turned the other way and you walk away as if it's just the only thing to say. It's the appropriate thing to say, just say it. No, we mean love when we say love and I love you. If I look at a friend that's close to me, who grew up with me, or an associate that's close to me, and I look him dead in his eyes, I say, I love you, man, you take care. I mean it. That's what human beings are about and should be about. It's a humanitarian thing. It is the proper thing. It's what social creatures do and should do. Express love. Because at the end of the day, we need to all come to the realization that we're not going to be here always. So we better do our first work the right way today while we have the opportunity and the chance. So men, love your sons. And don't let anyone detract you. Don't let anyone convince you to do otherwise. Don't be ashamed in public places to hug your son or to kiss your son. He's your son. He's your child. So my son can come to me anytime he wants to and say, Dad, I want to sleep with you tonight. Pull the covers back. Jump in, buddy. Daddy love you. Good night. You better learn from this lesson here. If you've never learned, you better learn today. Because it's too late to say I love you and I'm sorry when they're gone. This is Brother Teacher. What do you think?